All right, gamers, we have done it. We have finished Karina's 3, Eternity of Pain, and it's time to open the 4 to 5 gem. This was from about a week ago. There's no single gem that I want more than the other. There isn't even really a gem that would make me upset. I'm just happy that I got this. It doesn't matter how much tier 6 class catalyst you have. Anybody that completes this content gets this 4 to 5 gem. It chooses the class for you, makes you think. And what do we get? We are looking here, science, mutant, tech, skill, and it lands on cosmic. Now, cosmic is for sure one of the most powerful of all the possible gems. The cosmic class is quite frankly at the top, one of the most overpowered classes in the game. And this gem, I honestly did not know who I wanted to use it on. I kind of wanted to wait to get the gem, and then once I saw it, sort of have a visceral reaction, sort of think about like who would I want. And I gotta say, when I saw the bright blue here, I was kind of like, I honestly don't know who to use this on. So really looking at the roster, the only rank 4 cosmic that I have is Hulkling. Silver Surfer just has really high prestige, so that's why he's up there. Obviously Hercules is super overpowered, but I'm looking here, there's champions like Nova for defense, there's Cersei, who's a really good two-way, there's Galen, there's Hyperion. I'm seeing Gore down here. I would seriously consider ranking up my Gore. So then I had to wait a couple days for level up, which gave me an excuse to think about it. And I kind of narrowed it down that it was going to be between Gore and Null. And part of that was because I wanted to do something a little different, which may or may not be a good idea. But I was just like, I want to not go to like the big 3, Galen, Hercules, and Hulkling, and do something a little different. So I play tested both of these champions pretty extensively, including the new buffed Gore. I was very, very heavily leaning toward Gore, even because I think his potential is super high. But then I will go into my reasoning here. At the end of the day, I went with the god of the symbiotes himself, the King in Black, Null. And I did ask on the CCP. Unfortunately, I was not the first Null, but there aren't too many rank 5 Nulls kicking around, so I do still feel like this is pretty unique. But what it came down to, Gore, Null, they both have incredible damage. They both take a little bit of setup within the fight. They both have various bits of utility. Gore is honestly potentially more powerful in short and medium matchups than Null is. But the thing I like about Null is that he is so consistent, and the way you play him, it really doesn't matter what the AI is doing. You just do the Null stuff and it works. Whereas with Gore, even with his buff, which makes him way, way, way more playable, there's still a little bit of waiting for the AI to do certain things for you in order for him to fully work. There's a little bit of clock watching, there's a little bit of that fear of if nothing's happening in the match, your buffs, your debuffs are going to fall out, you're going to lose your ramp. And you know, while he can mostly nuke stuff with a single special 3, and he's also probably a worse defender, I was just getting really excited as I was revisiting Null's kit and thinking about everything that he can do. He's got the true accuracy, so he becomes a very, very easy evade and auto block counter as long as you can land heavies and medium attacks. He, of course, has the resistance to degeneration and poison, which means, you know, if you are running the recoil tree masteries, he's absolutely insane damage wise, but I'm going to show you a little bit later that you don't really need to. And then, you know, on top of that, he removes armor without armor breaks, but then he also has armor breaks, so it's a little bit of a versatile way to deal with armor. And then of course corruption, the ability to just completely take control of the fight. You've got your instant bleeds, you have your life steal, you inflict degeneration, and the combat power rate that is reduced during corruption is absolutely insane. It's one of the coolest mechanics in the game, and it just gives you complete control over the fight. Now, he's a really good defender. You could argue that Gore is a better defender, but the last thing about Null is that he really, really enjoys having that Sig 200. And you know, once 7 stars come out, Sig 200 is going to be a lot more difficult to come by. So as we take our final look at him, 57k health, 4200 attack, Sig 200, rank 5, 65 null, 23.5 for the prestige, the PI right there. It's pretty bonkers looking, if I do say so myself. And we're just going to conclude this video by taking on Iron Man Infinity War and just kind of showcasing this damage without recoil, without liquid courage or double edge. Even though he heals from it, he has life steals and, you know, is completely able to deal with it. We're just going to see him absolutely own this node. It's crazy to me to see how many of these skirmish charges that we start with as a rank 5. I remember as a rank 4 it was 150, and, you know, we got almost 20 extra ones from there, which means, you know, before, when I had a rank 3 null and I was doing Abyss, I would try to get to like 50 living Abyss before throwing a special 3, but in this fight I think we get almost 70 before we throw it, and it's crazy. Now he does pretty much completely turn off the Abyss node here, which is the one that, you know, if there's an armor up on Iron Man Infinity War, the armor up buff that he gets from the node, if our little counter with the tech symbol gets too high, then we do alternate power. So I do need to be a little mindful of that, just in case some of those hits sneak in and gives him the charges. We don't want him to just like steal our red bars of power here, but we're doing our symbiote attacks, which are our mediums, our heavies. We're baiting a special one. Sometimes the window on a special one you can get right in there like that, other times not. And yeah, we're just doing our best. We do get hit, but, you know, he's tanky, he can take a hit. We're probably just going to heal it back from that armor break anyway. And like I said, the goal is to get to somewhere close to between 60 and 70 of these living Abyss, and then we just go for it. So I want you guys to watch this whole matchup, because the whole thing is less than 5 minutes, and I'm gonna leave it for there, man. So very excited about Null. I did not expect Null to be my top choice. In fact, he wasn't even in consideration. I was really thinking about doing Hulkling, but like I said, the combination of just kind of wanting to do something different, and then knowing that he's Sig 200, meaning that, you know, if we ever do pull a 7-star Null, it's going to be very difficult to sig him up. Also, here's something I've noticed. It's only a really small sample size, but the rank 5 has been in my Battlegrounds deck for a day now, and he's not automatically banned. Like, obviously some people see a rank 5 null and they're like, hell no, I do not want to deal with a rank 5 null on offense or defense. But then other people are like, well, he's also got Hulkling, he's also got some other champions, so I'll let him keep his null. And I like that. It means either he's thinning out my deck so that some of my better Battlegrounds champions are getting a chance to actually fight, or in most of the time he isn't banned and I actually get to use him. I get to place him, I get to use him on offense. He's pretty good in this meta. He's a great defender with inequity, which I do have. And yeah, so I'm really excited about this. I think in Battlegrounds you can get away with like a special 1 spam style, just to keep that corruption up, and they're gonna go down pretty quickly. You don't always have to have this like mega damage. But yeah, compared to Gore, I do think Gore can take down like a Winter Soldier, sort of Realm of Legends amount of health faster than Null. But in these big matchups, once you get to this stage of corruption, I mean, the damage is so consistent and the combat power rate is so low, and you can do what I just did, which is throw a special 2. It puts even more armor breaks on him. And you know, the corruption here is getting close to an end, so I have to be really aggressive with these light attacks. We're just light intercepting. His Necro Sword is so good for light intercepting, by the way. And at some point, you know, I think we took some hits in this match, and it's not the end of the world, because like I said, we have that rank 5 health and everything. But once we get to the end of this fight, I'm just going to be quiet, and I think it's going to start right about now. Just take a look at his health bar. So he's got almost 40% health. We've just reignited another corruption. We used the unblockable and the unstoppable to get right in there. And now these hits, man, they are doing the instant bleeds. We have a Fury from one of our synergies. We have an Energize from one of our synergies. These aren't even yellow numbers yet. Right there you saw 26k medium. And we're just going to keep doing this. We're going to push him into his phase where he gets the power gain and the auto block, and we're going to throw one more special 2 and that's going to be enough to take him down. So yeah, I know this isn't your everyday MCOC matchup, but Abyss Iron Man taken down in 4 minutes and about 30 seconds. I'm pretty pumped up about this rank up. I'm really looking forward to using him in more and more content, and I couldn't be happier. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along with me and checking this out. Rank 5 null, baby. We have it on the account. It's pretty sweet. And that's it for today. So thanks again for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next one.